So yeah, so we have about an hour together. We're doing, it's the second day of the holy month of Saka Dawa, during which we celebrate Buddha Purnima. This year, I don't know, according to the Indian calendar this year, it falls on the same day, actually, on May 26th. Sometimes it's 1 month different, but this year they fall on the same day. So yeah, so this is the month, the lunar month, during which we celebrate Buddha Purnima. So that began yesterday, was the first day. So the Ganden Tree Rinpoche, Losang Tenzin, he's in the Ganden Tree Rinpoche's office. He's the head of the Gelugpa kind of tradition, and they've requested him, together with all the abbots, have requested all the monks in the Gaelic tradition to do 1 hour of Tara practice every day for these first 2 weeks up until the actual Buddha Purnima, Saka Dawa. So that so Venerable Namjong had already scheduled with Buddhist to do Tara practice once a week, but then when they announced that, we thought, well, we have to do the practice every day, so we might as well invite, give other people the opportunity and do it together as a group. We create more merit and maybe encourage some more people to do this practice every day. So this practice of Tara is what His Holiness the Dalai Lama has said he, in his observation, seems most beneficial. So yeah, so without further ado, let's begin. All right, so let's begin with trying to focus our attention a little bit and do some placement meditation, either watching your breath or watching your mind, or you can go ahead and visualize Tara and just try to focus your attention on that. So try to focus your attention for a few moments on something. Mhm. And then visualize yourself surrounded by all sentient beings. So we can begin with our parents, with our mother of this life to our left, and then all of our female family and friends, our grandmothers and aunts and female sisters, and if we have daughters and so forth. All of our female family and friends, imagine them. So just briefly try to remember at least a few of them, and then imagine them all seated to your left and behind you. And then your male family and friends, your fathers and grandfathers and so forth, seated to your right and behind you. So as you visualize all these sentient beings seated around you, try to feel very much that it is the reality that we are, oneself is interconnected with all of these sentient beings in different ways. In this life, in this particular way, but from life to life, we're interconnected with all these sentient beings in various ways. And it's so by visualizing them around us, it's not like we're creating a connection that didn't exist before. We're just remembering the connection that already is there. And then, beginning to set the motivation that by doing this practice, within remembering all of these sentient beings, and remembering our interconnectedness with all these sentient beings, and we can do something to benefit them. So then visualize those whom you're most prone to become angry with, directly in front of you, facing towards you. So whether it be people you know or people you just read about in the newspaper or whatever, it could also be family and friends. They're oftentimes the people we're most prone to become angry with. So we can also visualize them, the same people we visualize to our right, left, and behind us. We can also visualize, the aspect of them we become angry with in front. So the reason for doing that, of course, is not to just remember how angry we are at them, but to work, to remind ourselves to work with that difficult emotion, right, of dislike and anger that we have towards some people. We have to try to reduce that and transform that into loving kindness. To remember, so we remember those people directly in front of us. And then remember all the other sentient beings who don't fit in either class of particular friend, who are not prone to become, we're not prone to be biased in favor of, especially liking, and we're not prone to be biased against, as with those who become angry with. So remember all the other sentient beings, animals, human beings, ghosts, gods, demigods, and hell beings, and so forth. So imagine them all in human form, because that's a form in which they can actually meet and receive Dharma teachings and practice Dharma and become enlightened on the basis of the human form. So imagine them all in human form, seated around oneself as vast as space. And then try to generate an equal sense of concern for the well-being of all these sentient beings, remembering that they all are the same as us. Whether they're our friend or our enemy or a stranger, they're all just exactly the same as us, and wishing to have well-being and happiness, and wishing to be free from suffering. And having the right to those, and also having the potential to be free from the oceans of samsara suffering, and having the potential to become fully enlightened. So remembering those things, try to generate a sense of sincere concern, equal concern for all sentient beings. And especially, of course, remember those who are suffering in the midst of this pandemic now, those who are sick or those who are recently died or have recently lost a loved one, and experienced other misfortune during this pandemic. And then finally, try to, if you can, try to kind of build your motivation, your positive motivation to do something to benefit all these sentient beings, to have it culminate in bodhicitta, right? The aspiration, seeing that in order to be of the most possible benefit to all of these sentient beings, I myself have to eliminate all of my faults, my ignorance, my laziness, my being short-tempered, my frustration, my low self-esteem. I have to eliminate all of my faults, my confusion, and I have to perfect all of my own positive qualities, my generosity, enthusiasm, energy, patience, kindness, my wisdom. And therefore, in short, I have to become fully enlightened. So we can think then, by engaging this practice, may I become fully enlightened in order that I can be the most possible benefit to others. So if you can sincerely think that, otherwise, whatever your motivation should be, it should be authentic. Okay, so now I'll share my screen and we'll look at the sadhana. So the first, I'll go for refuge. So yeah, this is the sadhana, short practice of green Tara from FPMT. Very kindly puts out all these sadhanas. Okay, so we'll just go for refuge, this refuge first, and then there's another verse of refuge down below. So when we go for refuge, first we briefly visualize the field of refuge in the space before you. Shakyamuni Buddha, it can be simply just Shakyamuni Buddha and remembering how Buddha is one with one's own guru, and also embodies the holy Dharma, which is taught and realized, and the Sangha, which supports all sentient beings in their practice. Or you can visualize more elaborately, other objects of refuge if you like. But remember how object of refuge has the the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha have the power to protect us from the sufferings of the lower realms and of all of the suffering of samsara, and can lead us unmistakenly, unerringly to the state of liberation and full enlightenment. And then we can recite this verse of refuge. I take refuge in the Holy Guru, essence of all Buddhas, original grantor of all holy teachings, and Lord of all supreme beings. And we can read the next verse too, it's quite nice. Please, Guru Buddhas, bestow on me the ability to unify my mind with the Dharma and be successful in practicing Dharma in order to achieve the graduated path. May no hindrances occur while achieving this path. So then, to save time, we'll skip this graduated path prayer for today. Yeah, and we'll go here from the visualization. Maybe, before we should do that, we should at least recite the refuge prayer 3 times. I thought the other verse was here, but I don't see it. So we'll recite this refuge verse 2 more times. I take refuge in the Holy Guru, essence of all Buddhas, original grantor of all holy teachings, and Lord of all supreme beings. I take refuge in the Holy Guru, essence of all Buddhas, original grantor of all holy teachings, and Lord of all supreme beings. So the supreme beings there represents stands in for the Sangha. Holy teachings is the Dharma. And then of course the Guru and the Buddhas, indicating they're one. So that's one way to go for refuge, or one verse to use. Okay, so now we visualize, so the sadhana basically, first we visualize the Guru, whichever Guru you choose, as well as the Dalai Lama, Lama Zopa Rinpoche, or any other Guru who you feel close to. Especially if you've received a Tara initiation, either white Tara or green Tara initiation, it's good to visualize that Guru. You can also visualize your root Guru, whoever that may be. So basically the practice is you visualize the Guru above your crown, the crown of your head, and then visualize green Tara at the Guru's heart. And then visualize, we'll see, I think the letter Tum, the seed syllable of Tara at Tara's heart, and the mantra surrounding that, and then recite the mantra. But it's a little more complex than that, but basically it's kind of like that. Okay, so visualization. Above the crown of my head, I visualize a lotus and a moon disk. Upon these is the great treasury of compassion, Aryatara, mother of all enlightened beings, who is oneness with my kind root Guru. Okay, so you don't visualize the Guru here. You just visualize Tara. Okay. So visualize, a lotus, a moon disk. Upon these is Tara, Aryatara, and she's one in nature, right? One entity with one's own Guru. Okay, my Guru is seated in the full lotus posture. So see here, it looks like you do visualize your Guru. Let's see. Upon this is a great treasure of compassion, Aryatara, mother of all enlightened beings, who is oneness with my Guru. My Guru is seated in the full lotus position with a transparent bubble of rainbow colored light. Is pink and, so you do visualize. That's the way I was saying the first time. Right? So you visualize your Guru, and then your Guru's heart will visualize Tara. So my Guru is seated in the full lotus position within a transparent bubble of rainbow colored light, is pink in complexion, and wears saffron robes, so like of a fully ordained monk, right? A monk's saffron robes, and a pandit's hat is like that yellow kind of curved hat that Lama Zopa Rinpoche sometimes wears. His Holiness also wears occasionally during like ceremonial things. His right hand is at his heart gesture, so like this, and the mudra of teaching the Dharma is like this. His right hand is at his heart. So it assumes he's a man, but your root Guru could be a woman also, of course. His right hand is at his heart in the gesture of teaching the Dharma, and holds a vajra and the stem of a white lotus that blooms beside his right ear. His left hand rests on his hip. He holds a bell and the stem of another white lotus. that blooms beside his left ear. All right, so take a moment and visualize that as well as you can. So visualize right above the crown of your head, there's a lotus blossom, a beautiful lotus blossom. Upon that is a disc of white light, a moon disc. Upon that sits your guru. So, so imagine your guru has a pinkish complexion and is wearing a pandit's hat. And if, of course, if he or she is ordained, then is wearing their robes. And then, so imagine then they're holding in the right hand at their chest this mudra of turning the wheel of Dharma, teaching the Dharma, just like this. Right. Like that. And then in their left hand, they're holding a bell, and they hold a vajra in the right hand, and then a bell in the left. And from the tips of each hand, or the tips of the fingers in each hand, well, how does it say? Yeah, it doesn't say clearly. Just from each hand, then the stem of a lotus blossom comes, and so there's one white lotus blossom beside the right ear and one beside the left ear. So whenever we visualize, even if you can't get a clear visual image, that's okay. But the main thing is to feel that your guru is actually there in the space above your head. It's not that you're just visualizing some image there, but your guru is actually there and is aware of your mind, your thoughts, and your feelings. Okay, so we can continue. And my guru's heart is Aryatara in the female aspect, green in color, and seated in the dancing posture within a rainbow bubble. So that means that her left leg is tucked up very close to her body, and her right leg is slightly extended down, and her right foot is slightly extended down, and her right foot rests upon another lotus blossom. So she's in a dancing posture within a rainbow bubble, so a bubble of rainbow light. Her left leg is bent up and her right leg is outstretched. Her left hand is at her heart in the mudra symbolizing the triple gem. I think it's like this for green tile. So her left hand is at her heart in the mudra symbolizing the triple gem, and holding the stem of a blue upali flower. It's like a blue lotus flower. Her right hand is extended over her right knee in the mudra of granting sublime realizations. So it just means her hand is extended like this, with the palm up, is extended out, as if extending a helping hand to someone. And she is beautifully adorned with jeweled ornaments, so earrings, a necklace, a crown, and then armlets, bracelets, and anklets, and so forth. Jewels. She is beautifully adorned with jeweled ornaments and scarves, and at her three places bears the syllables Om. So Om at her crown, Ah, a red Ah at her throat, a blue Hum at her heart. At her heart is also, so within her inner heart chakra, is a lotus and a moon seed, upon which stands a radiant green syllable Tam. So Tam is the seed syllable of Tara, from which she arises, and the Tam is there in sadhana. But you can also visualize just the English letters Tam, either way. Rays of green light in all directions from the Tam. Rays of green light radiate in all directions from the Tam and invoke all the enlightened beings of the 10 directions. So all the Buddhas of the 10 directions, they are all absorbed into Aryatara and become one. So it's good if probably visualize as the Buddhas of the 10 directions, they all transform into the aspect of Tara and then absorb into her as appearing as Taras. So just take a moment and visualize that. So again, the guru above your crown of the head. the Guru above the crown of your head, at the Guru's heart, this very beautiful radiant green Ayatara. So just think through some of the details of the image, her face, her hair, her ornaments, the position of her hands and legs. But then once you've scanned through her body like once or twice, then just whatever image appears, be satisfied with that and just focus on that image for a few moments. So at first, when we meditate on a deity, we should be more concerned with the factor of stability, just being able to keep our mind focused on whatever appears rather than obsessing with trying to create a very clear image. I won't be able to do that at first. And then finally visualize the green letter Tam at Tara's heart. And then visualize from that rainbow colored light rays pervade, in every direction throughout the universe, just in an instant. And then invoke all the enlightened beings of the 10 directions. They all transform into the aspect of Tara of different colors, and then they absorb back into this Tara visualized above the crown of our head. And they become one with Tara and one with our own Guru. So now I make a heartfelt prayer. Please remain above my head until I receive enlightenment. And then here's the verse of refuge I was thinking of. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merit from giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merit from giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merit from giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. And then we'll do the 7-limb prayer and then the mandala offering. With my body, speech, and mind, I devoutly prostrate. I offer all offerings, both real and imagined. All sins and offenses amassed from beginningless time, I confess. I rejoice in all virtuous actions of holy and ordinary beings. O Gurus, Lama Zopa Rinpoche usually advises to pause and spend a little bit more time rejoicing. So let's do that. So think of rejoicing in all the virtuous actions of all holy and ordinary beings. Now we continue. O Gurus and Buddhas, please remain until samsara ends and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. All my virtues and those of all others I dedicate to the great enlightenment. I'm going to make these 2 verses of mandala offering. This ground anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the four continents, the sun, and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha field and offer it. May all living beings enjoy this pure land. The objects of my attachment, aversion, and ignorance, friends, enemies, and strangers, and my body, wealth, and enjoyments. Without any sense of loss, I offer this collection. Please accept it with pleasure and bless me with freedom from three poisons. And then I'll make these different requests. So we visualize, we make these different requests and visualize lights sequentially coming from the letters Om, Ah, Hum at Tara's crown, throat, and heart. Please bless me to purify all obscurations. So remember first, all sentient beings, right, seated around you. So we make this request not only on our own behalf, but on behalf of all sentient beings, our mother, our father, our friends and family, those who are most prone to become angry with, we find most antagonistic, and all the other sentient beings. So on their behalf and together with them, I make this request. Please bless me to purify all obscurations, non-virtuous, non-virtuous karma and afflictive emotions of my body, so that it will become like one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra body. Right, so make the request from your heart to purify all the non-virtuous actions of your body, especially killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct. And this in past lives. And visualize white light. White light emanates from the Om, the letter Om at Tara's brow, and curves in an arc into my brow. My body is purified completely of all obscurations and becomes one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra body. So for the same for all the other sentient beings around you, their bodies are completely filled with blissful white light and become one essence with Guru Tara's Vajra body. And then the next is speech. Please bless me to purify all obscurations of my speech so that it will become one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra speech. And then visualize that red light emanates from the letter Ah at Tara's throat, and it curves in an arc to enter my throat chakra. My speech is purified completely of all obscurations and becomes one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra speech. And then Vajra mind. Please bless me to purify all obscurations of my mind so that it will become one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra mind. And then visualize that blue light rays come from the letter Hum at Arya Tara's heart, and they curve in an arc and enter my heart, one's own heart, and the hearts of all of the sentient beings. My mind is purified of all obscurations and becomes one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra mind. And then the subtle obscurations. Now the three colored beams, so white, red, and blue. The three colored beams emanate simultaneously from the Om, Ah, and Hum syllables, curving in an arc and entering my three places, completely purifying, so that's your crown, throat, and heart chakra, completely purifying all my delusions and subtle obscurations to omniscience. My body, speech, and mind become one in essence with Guru Tara's body, holy speech, and holy mind. My root Guru dissolves into Aryatara, who melts into green light, which flows into me. Instantly, my wrong conception that I and all other phenomena are self-existent or inherently existent, together with my dualistic mind and its views, so sense of separateness from all things, disappear completely and becoming completely empty. Not even a trace of them remains. I concentrate one-pointedly on this empty state with the wisdom that is indistinguishably one with Guru Tara's blissful, omniscient mind. Right? So think that all, you see that yourself and all phenomena are one taste and emptiness, are all the same and being empty of even the slightest atom of inherent existence. Instead, they're interdependently arising phenomena. So if whatever understanding of emptiness you have, even if it's just think about impermanence as okay. All functioning things are impermanent. Otherwise, whatever understanding of emptiness or selflessness that you have, bring that to mind and remember how this is the nature of the ultimate nature of all phenomena. So imagine all phenomena dissolve into emptiness. The lack of existing from our own side. And imagine this mind, realizing emptiness, merges with Guru Tara's holy mind, realizing emptiness. Okay, then out of that emptiness. So here, if you have an initiation into Tara, some aspect of Tara, you can imagine your own mind itself, the union of wisdom realizing emptiness and compassion, bodhicitta, that mind itself arises in the aspect of Tara. So you can visualize yourself as Tara. If you do not have an initiation in the Tara, you shouldn't do that, but rather visualize Tara appears above the crown of your head, right? You generate Tara above the crown of your head if you don't have initiation. Okay. So then out of that emptiness, my wisdom mind manifests instantly as Aryatara's holy body, seated upon a lotus and moon cushion, and my heart is another lotus and moon upon which is in the center stands the syllable tam, surrounded in a clockwise direction by the syllables of the mantra Om Tare Tutare Ture Swaha. The tam and the mantra are manifestations of Guru Tara's holy mind, with which my mind is totally united. Right, so briefly visualize as appropriate. Green light rays. Okay, so this is the visualization to do as we recite the mantra. So I'm hoping we'll have time to recite 10 manas of the Tara mantra. So we do this visualization within, of course, continuing to visualize Tara. Green light rays radiate from all the letters of the mantra, spreading in every direction. It purifies the negative karmas, gross delusions, and subtle obscurations to omniscience of all sentient beings who become Tara. Again, light radiates. So first, purifying all sentient beings, purifying all their obscurations and delusions. And then again, light radiates, bearing manifold offerings to the six transcendental senses of all the Buddhas and sentient beings who become Tara. So then you visualize all the Buddhas and all sentient beings in the aspect of Tara and make extensive offerings to them. And then the enlightened beings are extremely pleased and shower down the superlative qualities of Buddha Tara's holy body, holy speech, and holy mind, omniscient wisdom, supreme power, and infinite compassion, in the form of a great shower of light rays. As I recite the mantra, I absorb and am blessed by this rain. Yeah, so we can visualize those sequentially. as we recite the mantra. So why don't we recite, we'll recite one mala of mantra first, do the first visualization, then second, and then the rest will do the third visualization. Okay, so first, just to visualize yourself strongly again as Tara, the letter Tam in your heart, and the mantra letters surrounding. And then as we recite the mantra, visualize light rays radiating out, purifying all the sentient beings in the environment in the 10 directions. Om Tare Tutare Turu Swaha, Om Tare Tutare Turu Swaha, Om Tare Tutare Turu Swaha, Om Tare Tutare, Om Tare Tutare. Om Tare Tutare Turu Swaha. And then the second visualization, so making offerings, right? Imagine all the Buddhas in the 10 directions and all sentient beings surrounding us, and we make bountiful offerings to all of them. So I recited 2 malas actually that time. So we'll recite another 2 malas. Making offerings. Om Tare Tutare Turu Swaha. Om Tare Tutare Turu Swaha. And finally, imagine all the enlightened beings are extremely pleased with the offerings, and they shower down superlative qualities of Buddha Tara's holy body. So the excellent qualities, all the blissful wisdom, compassion, energy, all the positive qualities, all the wonderful qualities of Buddha Tara's holy body, speech, and mind. omniscient wisdom, supreme power, infinite compassion, in the form of a great shower of light rays. Right? So imagine all the Buddhas in the 10 directions, they shower light rays upon us and all sentient beings, bestowing us with all the enlightened qualities of Aryatara. And these blissful light rays absorb into us and endow us with all the enlightened qualities of Tara. And same with all the other sentient beings surrounding us. Okay, so we'll recite another, we'll see if we get to 6. Om Tare Tu 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 Tu. Sorry, I'm muted. I didn't realize I'm muted. I'm standing here rambling on. All right, can you, Shadi, can you see the King of Paris? Can you give me a thumbs up? Great, okay. Then you can all see the King of Paris. C. So let's dedicate now with the King of Paris. I bow down to the youthful Arya Manjushri, you lions amongst humans, gone to freedom in the present, past, and future, in the worlds of 10 directions. To all of you with body, speech, and sincere mind, I bow down. With the energy of aspiration for the Bodhisattva way, with a sense of deep respect, and with as many bodies as atoms of the world, to all you Buddhas visualized as real, I bow down. On every atom are Buddhas numberless as atoms, each amidst a host of Bodhisattvas, and I am confident the sphere of all phenomena is entirely filled with Buddhas in this way, with infinite oceans of praise for you and oceans of sound from the aspects of my voice. I sing the breathtaking excellence of all Buddhas and celebrate all of you gone to bliss. Beautiful flowers and regal garlands, sweet music, scented oils and parasols, sparkling lights and sublime incense I offer to you victorious ones. Fine dress and fragrant perfumes, sandalwood powder heaped high as Mount Meru, all wondrous offerings in spectacular array, I offer it to you, victorious ones, with transcendent offerings, peerless and vast, with profound admiration for all the Buddhas, with the strength of conviction in the Bodhisattva way, I offer and bow down to all victorious ones. Every harmful action I have done with my body, speech, and mind, overwhelmed by attachment, anger, and confusion. All these I openly may bear before you. I lift up my heart and rejoice in all positive potential of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions, of solitary realizers here still training and those beyond, and of all ordinary beings. You who are the bright lights of the worlds in 10 directions, who have attained the Buddha's omniscience through the stages of awakening. All you who are my guides, please turn the supreme wheel of Dharma. With palms together, I earnestly request you who may actualize parinirvana, please stay with us for eons, numberless as atoms of the world, for the happiness and well-beings of all wonders in samsara. Whatever slight positive potential I may have created, by paying homage, offering, and acknowledging my faults, rejoicing and requesting that the Buddhas stay and teach, I now dedicate all this for full awakening. May you Buddhas now living in the worlds of 10 directions, and all you gone to freedom in the past accept my offerings. May those not yet arisen quickly perfect their minds, awakening as fully enlightened ones. May all worlds in the 10 directions be entirely pure and vast. May they be filled with bodhisattvas, surrounding Buddhas gathered beneath a Bodhi tree. May as many beings as exist in 10 directions be always well and happy. May all samsaric beings live in accord with the Dharma, and may their every Dharma wish be fulfilled. Remembering my past lives in all varieties of existence, may I practice the Bodhisattva way, and thus in each cycle of death, migration, and rebirth, may I always abandon the householder's life. Then following in the footsteps of all the Buddhas, and perfecting the practice of the Bodhisattva, may I always act without error or compromise, with ethical discipline, faultless and pure. May I teach the Dharma in the language of gods, in every language of spirits and nagas, of humans and of demons, and in the voice of every form of being. May I be gentle-minded, cultivating the 6 paramitas, and never forget bodhicitta. May I completely cleanse without omission every negativity and all that obscures this awakening mind. May I traverse in all my lives in the world, free of karma, afflictions, and interfering forces, just as the lotus blossom is undisturbed by the water's wave, and just as the sun and moon move unhindered through the sky. May I ease the suffering in the lower realms and in the many directions and dimensions of the universe. May I guide all wonders in samsara to the pure bliss of awakening and be of worldly benefit to them as well. May I practice constantly for eons to come, perfecting the activities of awakening, acting in harmony with the various dispositions of beings, showing the ways of a bodhisattva. May I always have the friendship of those whose path is like mine, and with body, words, and also mind, may we practice together the same aspirations and activities. May I always meet a spiritual mentor and never displease that excellent friend who deeply wishes to help me and expertly teaches the Bodhisattva way. May I always directly see the Buddhas, masters encircled by Bodhisattvas, and without pause or discouragement for eons to come, may I make extensive offerings to them. May I hold within me the Buddha's genuine Dharma, illuminate everywhere the teachings that awaken, embody the realizations of a bodhisattva, and practice ardently in all future eons. While circling through all states of existence, may I become an endless treasure of good qualities, skillful means, wisdom, samadhi, and liberating stabilizations, gathering limitless pristine wisdom and positive potential. On one atom I shall see Buddha fields numberless as atoms, inconceivable Buddhas amongst bodhisattvas in every field, practicing the activities of awakening. Perceiving this in all directions, I dive into an ocean of Buddha fields, each an ocean of 3 times Buddhas in the space of a wisp of hair. So I too will practice for an ocean of eons. Thus I am continually immersed in the speech of the Buddhas, expression that reveals an ocean of qualities in one word, the completely pure eloquence of all the Buddhas, communication suited to the very tendencies of beings. With strength of understanding, I plunge into the infinite enlightened speech of the Dharma, of all Buddhas in 3 times gone to freedom, who continually turn the wheel of Dharma methods. I shall experience in one moment such vast activity of all future eons, and I will enter into all eons of the 3 times, in but a fraction of a second. In one instant, I shall see all those awakened beings, past, present, and future, lines amongst humans. And with the power of the illusion-like stabilization, I will constantly engage in their inconceivable activity. I shall manifest upon one single atom the array of pure lands, present, past, and future. Likewise, I shall enter the array of pure Buddha fields in every direction without exception. I shall enter the very presence of all my guides, those lights of this world who are yet to appear, those sequentially turning the wheels of complete awakening, those who reveal nirvana, final perfect peace. May I achieve the power of swift magical emanation, the power to lead to the great vehicle through every approach, the power of always beneficial activity, the power of love pervading all realms, the power of surpassing positive potential, the power of supreme knowledge unobstructed by discrimination, and through the powers of wisdom, skillful means, and samadhi, may I achieve the perfect power of awakening, purifying the power of all contaminated action, crushing the power of disturbing emotions at the root, diffusing the power of interfering forces. I shall perfect the power of the bodhisattva practice. May I purify an ocean of worlds. May I free an ocean of beings. May I clearly see an ocean of Dharma. May I realize an ocean of pristine wisdom. May I purify an ocean of activities. May I fulfill an ocean of aspirations. May I make offerings to an ocean of Buddhas. May I practice without discouragement an ocean of eons. To awaken fully through this bodhisattva way, I shall fulfill without exception all the diverse aspirations of the awakening practice of all Buddhas gone to freedom in the 3 times everywhere, in order to practice exactly as the wise one called Samantabhadra, all embracing good, the elder brother of the sons and daughters of the Buddhas. I completely dedicate all this goodness. Likewise, may I dedicate just as the skillful Samantabhadra, with pure body, speech, and mind, pure actions, and pure Buddha fields. I shall give rise to the aspirations of Manjushri for this bodhisattva practice of all embracing good, to perfect these practices without discouragement or pause in all future eons. May my pure activities be endless, my good qualities boundless, and through abiding in immeasurable activity, may I actualize infinite emanations. Limitless is the end of space. Likewise, limitless are living beings. Thus, limitless are karma and afflictions, and may my aspirations reach be limitless as well. One may offer to the Buddhas all wealth and adornments of infinite worlds in 10 directions, and one may offer during eons numberless as atoms of the world, even the great happiness of all gods and humans. But whoever hears this extraordinary aspiration and longing for highest awakening gives rise to faith just once, creates far more precious positive potential. Those who make this heartfelt aspiration for the Bodhisattva way will be free of all lower rebirths, free of harmful companions, and will quickly see Amitabha, infinite light. And even in this very human life, they will be nourished by happiness and have all conducive circumstances. Without waiting long, they will become like Samantabhadra himself. Those who give voice to this extraordinary aspiration will quickly and completely purify the 5 boundless harmful actions created under the power of ignorance. Blessed with supreme knowledge, excellent body, family attributes, and appearance, they will be invincible to vast interfering forces and misleading teachers, and all the 3 worlds will make offerings. Going quickly to the noble Bodhi tree and sitting there to benefit sentient beings, subduing all interfering forces, they will fully awaken and turn the great wheel of Dharma. Have no doubt that complete awakening is the fully ripened result, comprehended only by a Buddha, of holding in mind by teaching, reading, or reciting this aspiration of the Bodhisattva practice, in order to train just like the hero Manjushri, who knows reality as it is, and just like Samantabhadra as well. I completely dedicate all this goodness just as they did. With that dedication, which is praised as greatest by all the Buddhas gone to freedom in the three times, I too dedicate all my roots of goodness for the attainment of the Bodhisattva practice. When the moment of my death arrives, by eliminating all obscurations and directly perceiving Amitabha, may I go immediately to Sukhavati, pure land of great joy. Having gone to Sukhavati, may I actualize the meaning of these aspirations, fulfilling them all without exception, for the benefit of beings for as long as this world endures. Born from an extremely beautiful, superlative lotus in this joyful land, the Buddha's magnificent mandala, may I receive a prediction of my awakening directly from the Buddha Amitabha. Having received a prediction there, may I create vast benefit for beings throughout the 10 directions with a billion emanations by the power of wisdom. Through even the small virtue I have accumulated by offering this prayer of the Bodhisattva practice, may all the positive aspirations of beings be fulfilled in an instant. Through creating limitless positive potential by dedicating this prayer of Samantabhadra's deeds, may all beings drown in this torrent of suffering enter the presence of Amitabha. Through this king of aspirations, which is the greatest of the sublime, helping infinite wonders in samsara, through the accomplishment of the scripture dazzling with Samantabhadra's practice, may suffering realms be utterly emptied of all beings. So then we'll read the dedication list. So bring to mind any special people or purposes for which you'd like us to dedicate. So may all your intentions be fulfilled just as you wish. And then in addition, we dedicate for all of our gurus for the long, good life, stable life, and fulfillment of the holy wishes of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Lama Zopa Rinpoche, God Natura Rinpoche, Losam Tenzin, Ken Rinpoche, Geshe Cheni, and Kongsa Rinpoche. For the long and healthy lives of all our Dharma teachers, for Geshe Sherab, Geshe Dorji Damdo, Venerable Sangye Kadro, Venerable Olivia Rossi, Venerable Tenzin Namjong, Venerable Rubina Korten, Tenzin Gache, Venerable Tupten Khandro, and so forth. Quick enlightenment for all our kind benefactors. And then for Beverly Bird, Isobo Tate, Mary Barnes, and Betty Kelly, Sukundu Sheet, who's COVID positive, Inderjit Kaur, Rishi Manjumdar, Sunit Dut Manjumdar, Sutamwip Sangupta, Ratna Sangupta, Bharati Sangupta, Karuna Sindhu Mitra, Vini Chabra, Yudhishthira Chabra, Pragi Tiwari, Barbara, Chanda Shekhar, Anisha, Muscova Positive, Bangura Swami, VP, Janabi, Shantala, Tamigauda, Malini, Vidavali, Jayashri, Prema, Hema Malini, Anna Palafaria, Kulani Yasnik, Tulsi Ram, Miss Ahuja, Sudasharin, Sarin, Krishna, Anjali, Aurora, Ashish, Ariani's Nani, Sanya's dad, Meenakshi Puri, Tezun, Dr. Sapan Pandya, Anat Mohan, Miss Swaraj Bansal, Mr. Prakash Bansal, Miss Bani Devi Bansal, Miss Santosh Bansal, Gursim Ram Agrawal, who's in a critical condition, Jean Stewart, Usha Khanna, Philip George, Miss Kal, Anuradha Mansingh, Vijay Saxena, Kabirji's uncle, Maya Joshi, Atish Mathur, and the whole Mathur family. Joyaji's cousin who passed away in West Bengal recently, Navneet Sharma, and mother and sister, Philip George's family members, Philamin Mutu Kushi, Firoz Elavia, Sorab Parak, Shalishwar Sati Prasad, Deependra Nath, Manujendra Nath, Bishan Bedi, Kevin McMillan, in Kathmandu, Lakshmi Vajracharya, and Matteo de Micheli are in Kathmandu. Bojraj Tekchand Hirani, Astik Sinha and father Ashutosh Sinha, Rakshanda Jalil and family, Yogendra and son Saurabh, Sonia Sahai, Tia Mukhopadhyay, Tani Mukhopadhyay in Canada, Sajid Sarin, Meera Saxena, Gul Bujwa, Pestonji, Ujwala, Heather, Doris, Ramesh Shah, Vilu Lam, Linda Griffin, Arnita Chakraborty, Debashish Pandey, and then Tralokya Bharati, Jayashri Bharati, Priya Srinivasan, Satish Waragade, and then who all have health problems or sick in some way. And then for those who recently passed away, Naresh Mathur, Lama Tupten Sewang, Satish Warhekar, Venu Boyer, Rajiv Kambo, Sunil Nandurtikar, Smita Nandurtikar, Sadar Gurmukh Singh, Himadri Timakuria, Labendu Mansingh, JNL Srivastava, Nigam Prakesh, Azra Rizvi, SB Dut, Varnika Juneja, Krishna Kumar Khanna, Pushpe Galati, Pesi Vadya, Roshan Vadya, Mehar Parak, Mehar Madon, Vera Lam, Nashir Dorawala, Richard Gardino, Nario Sang, Avinash Vanraj Bhatia, Mabel Manezes, Pinky, Lalit Kumar, Pratik, Sunil, Mahajit Chadhuri, Loverpreen Kaur, Miss Debrupa Peldas, who's 17 years old, Madhubala Baxi, Dr. Duarte Barreto, Alfonso Iglesias, Etienne Stellens, Mr. Karun Kumar Chaudhry, Hukum Singh Pal, Dharmesh Sabha Hussain, Atul Badwal, Manakshi Pal, Alok Kumar Chowari, Raj Shakhar from CKSL, and precious human. And all other sentient beings who have passed away recently and are passing through the Bardo. May they all receive whatever, may they all go into whatever state of existence is best, either precious human rebirth, reborn in a pure land, where they can meet their spiritual gurus with whom they have connection from the past and whom have the ability to lead them to full enlightenment. And then for Dharma projects, especially Root Institute or Wisdom Culture, I was hosting a session, Tushita Meditation Center, Tushita Mahayana Meditation Center in Delhi, Sarah Mahal Shakyamuni Buddha Clinic, and Bodh Gaya Root Institute, Maitri Project, Maitreya School, and Bodh Gaya and Choka Singing Center in Bangalore. May all the holy and all all Buddha centers are spreading the pure teachings of the Buddha in accordance with the guidance of His Holiness Dalai Lama and other valid teachers. May the holy Dharma be reestablished in its land of origin, India, and all over the world, and for the welfare of all sentient beings. So sorry we went a little overtime, but thank you all for joining. And next time I'll try to get in the praise to the 21 Taras as well. Right. So I hope you all can join again tomorrow. Venerable Namjung will be leading the session, and then I'll be back the day after that. Okay, thank you all.
Thank you very much.